Whoa, what was that for?
Something which will later on in court. Anything you say may be given evidence.
Okie dokie.
Who are you?
Terrorism.
This episode is brought to us by News Now Yorkshire. Make sure to check the link below, subscribe to his channel, and give him the credit he deserves. In this case, News Now Yorkshire is outside Ossett Police Station flying a drone when an officer storms over, handcuffs him, ignores every attempt to explain the law, and puts him in the back of a van where the real ego shows up. When intimidation doesn't work, the situation escalates further into an arrest. News Now later takes the case to HNK, and this time, accountability lands hard with a payout that highlights just how badly the officer got it wrong.
I'll ask you again. Can I ask you what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm busy, mate.
Yeah. Can I ask you what you're doing?
I'm piloting an aircraft, mate. You'll have to leave me alone because you're endangering the welfare of an aircraft.
You're filming within a police station. I can't have you doing that.
Why?
Because I can't.
Why not?
So bring it down, or else I just take the device off you. It's up to you.
Oh, well, that's a bit serious, isn't it?
Bring it down now.
I'm bringing it down.
Bring it down now.
Look, I'm waiting for the cars to pass. It's not safe. Whoa, what was that for? What's that for?
At the moment I'm detaining you, potentially, on terrorist offence.
Okay. Am I under arrest?
I've detained you at the moment.
Okay.
What reason are you filming a police station with a drone?
To make a video.
Of what?
The police.
Doing what?
Working.
Elaborate. What do you mean by working?
Just working. Just mulling about. Cars coming and going.
Do you understand that obviously we're on a high risk with the police and people targeting the police?
Not really.
So you don't watch the news? Police officers and police stations get attacked all the time.
When was the last time a police station was attacked? What, just name the last time a police station was attacked.
I'm asking you the questions. You're not asking me any questions.
I know, I'm asking you a question. Whether you answer, that's a different story.
I'm not going to answer.
Well, don't answer then.
News Now is actively flying a drone and fully concentrating on it. Yet the officer keeps stepping into his space after being clearly told he is putting the drone at risk. Threatening to grab the controller mid-flight isn't enforcement, it's reckless interference. Any sensible officer knows you wait until the aircraft lands safely before doing anything. Then the officer uses the familiar line that police and stations are always under attack. But when News Now asks when that last happened, the officer refuses to answer because reality doesn't support the claim. There hasn't been a major attack on a UK police station in recent years, let alone a pattern that would justify treating a calm, visible drone operator as an imminent threat.
Who are you?
Terrorism legislation doesn't give you the right to my name.
Who are you?
Terrorism legislation doesn't give you the right to my name.
No, but if you're committing offences and I don't know who you are,
yeah,
then I can arrest you.
What
and
offences
then
have I committed?
we'll work out at the police station.
What offences have I committed? You're twisting the cuff.
I'm not twisting the cuff
You
at
are.
all, I'm just holding it.
What offences have I committed? No.
That's what I'm trying to establish now.
Well, establish that then before you put cuffs on me.
No.
Bloody hell.
I don't know who you are.
I don't know who
and
you
I
are.
can't have you running away.
I don't know who you are.
I'm a police officer, you can clearly see that.
I'm a member of the public. You can clearly see that.
I don't know who you are.
I don't know who you are.
If we suspect you committing an offence, we just need to find out who you are.
Yeah, but what offence do you suspect me of committing?
You can't be, it's a restricted area, you can't be flying a drone or... Has you been flying a drone?
Yeah.
Of course I can.
No, you see all this, like, so that shafts from the fence, all
Yeah.
so people can't get inside.
Yeah, but you don't own the airspace. Can a plane fly over the top?
That's a little bit different, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's exactly the same.
It is a little bit.
No, it's exactly the same.
Authorisation.
I had authorisation yesterday by the Civil Aviation Authority to fly over Ellen Road, and that's exactly what I did.
The restricted airspace claim is where the argument completely falls apart. Airspace in the UK isn't controlled by individual officers or police forces. It's regulated nationally by the Civil Aviation Authority. If flying a drone in that location were genuinely prohibited, the restriction would be formally designated, published, and enforced under CAA rules, not created on the spot because an officer feels uncomfortable. What this really exposes is a training gap. Drone use is now common, yet these officers clearly don't understand where their authority ends and the CAA's begins. So instead of working within the proper framework, they rely on confidence and assumption.
Alright, so
you don't need
so you had to have authority to do it?
Over Ellen Road because of the stadium. You don't need the authorisation here.
So you've not contacted anyone from West Yorkshire Police?
Today?
Yeah.
No.
It
You
would
don't need
just be an
to.
ideal situation if you were to do that one.
Maybe so, yeah. Maybe so. Yeah.
Who are
What's your
you?
YouTube?
What's your name?
PC Calvo 5822.
Awesome, I'll be putting a complaint in about you.
What's your YouTube account?
I can't tell you that, mate. Not while he's here.
I've just told you who I am. I need to establish who you are.
Well, you won't be.
So cuffs have been applied to prevent your disappearance, which is...
Disappearance for what though? But what do you suspect me of doing?
Potentially committing terrorism offences.
Okay. Well, if you suspect me of committing a terrorism offence, then you should arrest me, shouldn't you? Got HNK solicitors on speed dial that we know.
Have you got anything on you that may harm me or my colleagues?
No.
Okay.
And nothing that will let you know who I am either, so you'll be wasting your time.
So what you're telling me that if I were to let you go, you're just going to continue filming with the drone?
That was my plan, yeah.
Right.
Maybe I'll go sort my wrists out now at the doctors.
Okay. At the doctors?
Yeah, because you're still hurting them.
I'm just holding on to them. I don't want you to use them as a weapon.
I'm not going to use them as a weapon. I'm no threat to you.
Newsom now is calm, cooperative, not acting erratically, and already in handcuffs, which should mean there is no further need for force. Instead, the officer keeps twisting the cuffs. When someone is compliant and already restrained, the only purpose left for force is punishment, and policing is not about causing pain to teach lessons. Making it worse, Newsom now is already crouched in the back of a van. There is no flight risk, no threat, and no justification for physical escalation. Continuing to manipulate the cuffs at that point feels less like safety and more like an officer who simply cannot switch off once he decides someone needs to be dominated.
I don't know who you are,
Well,
so I can't check you out.
I'm trying to alleviate your concerns.
Know. Well, you've told me nothing that
Well, I've told you that I'm not a threat.
alleviates my threat.
I'm told you that I'm not a threat. I am
Nothing at
allowed to
all.
be here. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not committing any offences.
Well,
I'm trying to alleviate
at
your
the very least,
concern.
you're breaching the peace because
Breaching the peace.
There's members of the public that potentially could be in danger with what you're doing.
No one even knew I had a drone there
Doesn't matter.
until you tried to hit me with your van and then call me a clown.
If there's no aviation breaches, then we're going to go breach of peace because it's going to continue to do it and potentially put members of the public at harm.
I'm not. I've been trained to fly this drone safely.
You haven't told me who you are, so we can't check you out.
News Now is flying a DJI Mini, a sub-250-gram drone designed specifically to minimize risk. It's small, lightweight, and commonly flown in public places under normal conditions. There is no crowd panic, no disturbance, and nobody reacting. Only an officer claiming there might be danger because it suits the moment. The desperation really shows when he keeps searching for any label that might justify the situation. Terrorism, identity checks, restricted airspace, breach of the peace, cycling through excuses instead of responding proportionately. It doesn't look intelligence-led. It looks like an officer trying to make something fit.
You're supposed to check, like, if you have a license to
Yeah.
is that what you have?
Yeah.
Okay, is your name on that license?
Potentially.
Potentially, right. You see where I'm going with this. We just need to kind of identify that you've got a license to be able to do so and so. It's like I'm driving a car. Have you got a license to drive this car? Yeah, I can see it. That's my name, right. So that's your name. I can confirm it by picture your license.
But there's legislation
Exactly.
involved in driving cars.
Sorry?
There is in flying drones.
So what
as
is
well.
it? There's a legislation.
You tell me you tell me you're a member of the aviation authority or
Did I? I never said
society,
that.
and that you've signed up.
I never said that.
You seem to have more knowledge than me.
I do. That is correct.
Oh, you enlighten us then. You educate us.
I don't want to educate you. I charge for my services.
So have you got an operator ID number?
Yes.
And what is it?
Are we talking about terrorism or are we talking about drones?
Talking about drones.
We're talking about drones. So why am I still in handcuffs? If you uncuff me and we want to have a conversation, there is, you know...
You're still a threat to me because I don't know who you are.
I'm not a threat to you. I'm not a threat to anybody. It's ridiculous, mate. You come up to me, tried to hit me with your van, called me a clown and then put cuffs on me and said I was a terrorist. And now you want me to help you
I
out?
haven't said you were a terrorist.
And educate you.
I said I've detained you.
Under terrorism legislation.
Believing you potentially you could be a or committing terrorism
Right, well,
offences.
to use terrorism legislation, you have to reasonably suspect that the person you're dealing with is, in fact, a terrorist.
This is probably the moment HNK saw the clearest case, because the officer exposes the contradiction himself. The conversation drifts away from terrorism completely and settles purely on drones, and News Now asks the key question: are we talking about terrorism or drones? The officer answers, drones. That matters because it removes the only justification he had been relying on to keep News Now detained. He then makes it worse by saying he never believed News Now was a terrorist. That isn't reassurance, it's an admission. Detention under terrorism laws requires reasonable suspicion about the person, not simply discomfort about the equipment. By admitting he never suspected terrorism, he confirms the legal threshold was never met.
So you reasonably suspect that I am in fact a terrorist? No. So then take the cuffs
I'm
off
shaking my
me.
head in bewilderment.
Well, why? Because you're bewildered that I know so much about the legislation?
No, you've read something and it's not true.
I've read lots of things on legislation.gov.uk.
Well done. Are you going to give us your name?
Do I have to give you my name?
Yeah, because now you're telling us that you've got something with the Civil Aviation Authority, an ID number, and we need to establish that.
Yeah.
So who are you?
Well, if you knew the legislation, you'd know where to find the ID number, wouldn't you?
The ID number, you need to tell me your ID number and your name, please.
Under what law? Under what law says that I have to do that?
Right, I'm just going to lock him up for breach of peace.
Okay.
Right, you're under arrest on suspicion of breach of the peace.
No
You don't have to say anything but may on your defence if you do not mention one question, something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
Okay, so we spoke to H&K solicitors, and they dealt with everything. They literally dealt with everything, guys, and I can't thank them enough for the effort that they put in. £3,500 in compensation, which is absolutely brilliant. And again, a big thank you to H&K solicitors for sorting that out.
This arrest was never really about public order. It was about silencing someone who had just exposed how weak the officer's reasoning had been from the start. And the aftermath proves it. News Now passes the case to HNK, and suddenly all the bravado disappears behind closed doors. There's no court battle and no defense of the officer's actions, just a $3,500 payout to quietly end it. That tells you exactly how confident the force was in defending the arrest. Not at all. Forces don't hand over compensation when everything was lawful. They do it when the footage and contradictions leave no room to win. News Now didn't escalate. He stayed calm and consistent while the officer kept shifting justifications that couldn't stand on their own. In the end, that $3,500 doesn't come from the officer. It comes from taxpayers, money that should be funding real policing and real training instead of fixing the fallout from one officer's failure to stay professional and lawful.